Okay, so because I guess our team doesn't really want to do a map review, and Moy stepped down from doing map review, I'm going to pick up the slack and try to record a map review for everyone to watch. And so I guess since I'm doing the map review, let's start with the callouts. I like to try to solidify them. This room over here is going to be called window. You can see out this window. It's a one-way window. You can't see back through it. That's why it's called window. This room right here is going to be called U. I think it's kind of self-explanatory why it's called U. Over here is trash, and we're probably going to... I've seen a lot of our players roll it for trash. I'm not sure how the rolls are going to work, but I can tell you for sure what roll I'm going to do. The demo, the roamer, the pocket, you're going to have to decide how you want to roll out. The scouts are usually going to come with me, as that's the quickest way to roll out through main. Speaking about main, this is Valley. This room over here is going to be main, as it's, you know, the middle point. Upper, then lower, and of course we have lower pack, patio, roof, and in here's shack. You see all the health packs and ammo packs on this map. Interestingly enough, this is one of the maps that has a really nice close ammo pack and health pack close to the fight. So if you need to re-ammo up, this is not a bad place to come. Otherwise, down near patio is a little bit safer as long as it's on our side. Because, I mean, the one problem with that is the enemy team can jump over here and get you, but that's besides the point. Now, for rollouts, which I'll say, as a medic, I'm normally going to be running about the opposite way I'm running back to spawn right now with a scout. We're going to come through. Obviously, I'm going to give a buff to our demo first, then give it to a roamer. I'm going to roll out through you, then heading to main with our scouts, and then I'll try to reconvene with everyone else, as I know the rest of you usually come through Valley. And of course, in main, I'll try the arrow or pocket soldier, and then hopefully give him a nice solid buff, and then try to buff the other people who don't have crit heals on my way out, including the scouts, as usually the demo and the roamer can wait long enough for the rest of the buffs. Now, I remember seeing our strategy for ambushing, and I was thinking, how about instead of the demo and medic hiding here, what if we hid inside shack? The demo would hide here, I could give him a buff and stand around here. When it's called to come out, the demo can pop out, and look at this nice sightline he has onto their valley. And he also has a little bit of high ground, making it harder for soldiers to hit him without jumping him. And them jumping him would allow our scouts to come in from behind and finish him off. But that would, once again, because he has that nice sightline, then you can see from there. And if I come in from this side, I also have this little bit of fence that I can watch people from without getting hurt, and then give people arrows and then try to reconvene. Once we get enough picks, obviously we're going to be able to move forward onto the medic in most of the combo. And then of course, we're just going to collapse on them, and hopefully we get them before they escape. Any that escape, you know, maybe we shouldn't chase, as that can be risky. If we're going to chase them, we should have a buddy system, I think. But I don't know. That's something we can vote on. Another thing that I was thinking to help modify this is maybe send our flank scout through main and to clean up people behind, because usually they do get out with a few stragglers, I've found, because the medic obviously starts to run, and then our scout can clean up that medic, or if we need help with fighting, he can come in and just clean up people behind, because having someone the pincer is very good, and the soldier I don't think need the pincer, as they can easily bomb in and on the combo. And of course, I think if you are going to bomb, try to take this platform here in Valley, because once again, it gives you high ground over the rest of the soldiers, and it makes you that much harder to hit. The scouts might try to come up here, but you can see from this ground, the scout can't get up there unless he has a winger. So that just gives you an extra layer of defense if you are a soldier. So yeah, that would probably be how we're going to ambush Valley if we are going to be doing that. When it comes to ambushing upper and lower, I don't know how we're going to do that. I feel like that's something we're going to need to vote on, but definitely a critical part is going to be up there, having our soldiers bomb in up above and maybe taking high ground here, and then just, of course, our scouts forcing people out of lower. and just flushing them out for the soldiers to finish off. But once again, we'll have to, think about that. And if anyone has any ideas, please, leave a comment or even talk today during, hopefully, or, pre-game. As for holding this map, I think I've seen a lot of success from just having a lot of our people on the roofs and just controlling the air, because the soldiers on this map can be pretty good offensively, especially when it comes to picking the medic. Because I'm going to be honest, every time I've dropped or forced, it's always been to a soldier just spamming at me. And there's not much I can do about that unless we pressure them. So, I mean, obviously the offense on this map is going to take a lot of risks, since the defense can be pretty effective when it comes to just holding and spamming. So, of course, roof control is going to be the most important thing. So I feel like if our demo, when you're rolling out, try to spam their roof if they're going for roof, because the people who get there first, I've noticed, are always on roof. And getting stickies or even, pipes up there to pressure them and take them out is very important, because then we can take their roof and project a lot of damage down onto them and make it really hard for them to attack us. And if we have a scout up for a soldier, it just makes it that much harder for the soldier to bomb the other soldier. Of course, try to space yourself out from each other. Stay away from walls, as it makes it much easier for splash rockets to hit and hit you. But that goes without saying. As a medic, I typically find that I position around here when healing, because if they get onto our roofs, I can hide here. If they're on their roof spamming me, I can hide here, and it's really hard for them to hit me. And then also, if I need to get out, I have two ways of exiting. Typically, main is not the safest way. While it is the fastest out, it's definitely not the safest. But Valley has its own problems, as it's really easy for a soldier to bomb through. And you just look at these walls; they help them project their bombs a little bit longer and maybe even higher, where I can't see them or have a harder time hitting them with my crossbow. But it's a little bit safer because it's quicker to get the pack from Valley than it is from main. But main, once again, is a little bit quicker than Valley. As for other people, I mean, I haven't played this enough, and I haven't played other classes to really know the experience, but I feel like that's something we should talk about, what we've experienced, what all of us has experienced when we play this map, as this map is quite new and fresh to all of us. But yeah, hopefully it helps. Oh, one more thing. And I should have added this to the callouts. I call this tower, and when it comes to this right here, usually you can see a lot what's going on. If they're over here, you can just call it they're close to main, close to lore. But typically, if they're taking this over here, we can call this area tower. And I feel like that could be a good catch-all term that describes where the enemy is at if they are hiding behind tower. Because if they're over here, you can see them easily. And I don't think the call becomes as necessary. You just, once again, say they're close to wherever the entrance is on mid. Because it's either they're on the point, or they're in between the point and wherever they came from. There's no, other than behind tower here, there's no in between that the people can hide from. So I feel like that would probably be the best for callouts. And yeah, I know this is probably very choppy and obviously it's very disorganized, but hey, it's my first time doing a map review, so what can you do? Especially you don't have any backup commentators, which that doesn't help at all. Yeah, if we are playing the run an engineer, I mean, obviously, I'm going to probably butcher his name because I'm terrible with names. Flesco recommend to build it here, as it watches a point pretty well. The one thing I noticed, though, is off-class are typically not that good unless it's heavy, as once again, bombing on this map is pretty big, and that's why scouts are very important picks. And giving up one of our scouts for a sniper, I mean, if anyone's going to off-class, if we need to push the point or hold it more defensively, it should be we should at least have one soldier to bomb and one scout to defend. So, but if it had to be anyone, it probably should be one of our soldiers, especially our pocket, especially if we want a heavier engineer. I feel like that would probably be the best. Obviously, we've seen Sniper on this map. It doesn't really work that well. There's not really good sightlines for Sniper, so I feel like Sniper, if we're going to run him, should be a purely offensive choice when they have Uber. And we want to give him the either force or the drop the Uber. I feel like Sniper any other time is probably not that good, because holding you have to have a good idea where they're coming from. Even then, the shots are pretty hard, as it's really easy for soldiers to bomb you from anywhere. Even if you're not looking that direction, it's not that hard for them to rotate around, to bomb you from here, upper, lower, you know, etc. Even come out of main, and you don't have much time to react to that. I feel honestly, if we want to get a medic pick, spy wouldn't be that bad because you have these little huts. If they're holding it pretty far, it should be easy enough to decloak in here and try for a med stab, as the rest of the team should be pushing up, and maybe we could try to make some noise for a spy. That should be something we could experiment with on here Thursday or today in this case, after I upload it. But once again, we'll see. Of course. Yeah, now that I look at it, like, there's a lot of really nice spy spots. You can decloak here by jumping from the crate, and then up on here. That would not be a bad decloaking spot on the tower itself, or behind this crate. I mean, there's just so many places for you to decloak here that people don't commonly check. The spy actually might be pretty good for getting a med drop. Maybe even better than sniper, funnily enough, on this map. So that's something we might want to try if we're at even Ubers before a match. See if a spy is a good choice. And if we're going to run a spy, obviously, we want to clear their comms, make a lot of noise so their spy has an easier time being undetected. And try to conceal most of our players, because if they're a good team, they're going to take a head count. They're going to, you know, have a scout be sitting up on the roof, and they're gonna go, I see 2 soldiers, a scout, a medic, and a demo. Where's the 5th? I don't see a 5th pushing with them. Is he maybe on the flank? And if they're checking the flank, then they're gonna probably realize that, you know, they might look more towards this direction and make it easier to see the spy at that point. So just be careful for that when we are running a spy. And obviously, our spy is gonna be a really short-term pick. If we get the medic weakened, if you're playing spy and you see he's on low health, don't be afraid to use a revolver. The revolver is really good at taking out low health targets. After picking the medic, depending on what knife you're using, you might even just switch the revolver to try to chunk down anyone else if you don't think you can get a backstab, because obviously getting out is very hard. And even then, what are you going to do after you even get out? They know you're there, and they're going to probably watch for you. So on it, then spy becomes pretty bad. So it might be better just to, once again, just intentionally sack yourself. But that's up to you, and it depends on the game state. Of course, everything I said, you know, take it with a grain of salt. As once again, I'm not the most intelligent person in the world, and you know, it is all subject to discussion and change. I just figured I might as well stand up and try to get something made. But yeah, if you feel like you want to change a call out because, you know, maybe you want to call this gardening house because look at it, I mean, there's a water can here and whatnot. Ooh, a golden pan. That's besides the point. We can always change main to gardening house or whatnot. If you feel like maybe window's too long to say, we could probably change this to something else. Maybe you don't like the word trash. Maybe you like to call it junk instead because you feel like junk's maybe easier to roll off the tongue than trash, or maybe 2x4 or 4. That could also be another thing we could call this, but with you being a thing, I feel like trash is fine, seeing as they have, I don't know why they have kegs underneath there, but they just do. But yeah, that's a map review, and hopefully you enjoy it. Oh, one thing I think I should mention, as I just literally forgot about this, you can surf on these awnings here, and back here might not be a bad place to hide if they commonly come out of you or window, but trash would be bad if they come out of trash commonly, because then they will spot you when coming around the corner pretty easily. Otherwise, I feel like, you know, the map's pretty self-explanatory the rest of the way, and we all have to play it more to get a good idea of what is it like to play this map. But yeah. Please leave a comment or do anything just to spark discussion anywhere, even if it's a Discord. It might be better to even comment in the Discord about this right underneath the video after I post it. So yeah. Well, Sam's signing out. I just want to say thank you to Moy for typically doing our map reviews, and hopefully I didn't do too bad of a job. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do.